Who is this? I can't hear you.
It's me, Joe.
Joe?
George, I'm in trouble.
You're in trouble? What is it, Joe?
I can't tell you over the phone. Can you come?
I can't, Joe. I'm all alone. Darby's got the night off and everybody in town's gone to bed. Can I wait until the morning?
I need help, George.
All right, Joe. I'll take a chance on it. Where are you?
Up back of Lawson's shack.
Lawson's shack?
On down there by the old mine.
I know where it is. It's about an hour's drive. And Joe? Joe? Wait a minute, Joe.
was a real ugly fire. With a real strong wind that could have beat a path right up through Indian River. We hadn't have got there in time. The fire would have...
But we did, Chubb, so let's just forget it.
Sure, George, but there was a lot of talk going on last night.
I was out on an emergency.
It's been real important.
It was.
You like telling me?
Nope.
There's Joe. George. Hi, Joe.
Well, it looks like I missed the excitement, huh?
You've got some explaining to do.
Oh, what's on your mind?
The phone call.
What phone call?
At midnight last night, something very important.
George, I didn't call you.
And the flames, they were a deep orange, like those when a gas tank blows up.
Did someone find George?
Yeah, he showed up.
About an hour after everybody else.
Oh.
I could have lost everything, Harold. The ranch, the horses.
Yeah, that's right, Mr. Ferguson.
I don't want to cause trouble, but this is a very serious matter. Somebody has got to be told about this man, Keeley. I don't see why we're wasting any more time. Hello, Frida. Jack Ferguson. Give me long distance, will you? Yeah, the Regional Forest Ranger office in Maple. Yeah, let me talk to the man in charge.
All right, Joe, let's have it. If you're in some kind of trouble.
Well, George, I told you. I was up at Loon Lake repairing Scoville's boat.
All night?
Well, yes. I slept in the cabin. They were all away.
Can you prove that?
Now, why do I have to prove anything? You have my word.
Joe, if you're in some kind of trouble, I'll do everything I can to help you. But right now, I need your help. I can lose my job over this. You're my only witness.
Well, do you want me to lie? To say that I phoned you last night, is that what you want me to do?
What are you trying to do to me, Joe? Don't run away, Joe. You can't hide from the truth.
That's fine, sir. Very good of you to take the time. I think it would save a lot of embarrassment for everyone if Mr. Keeley were just transferred right on out of here. I understand. Then I'll leave it with you. Thank you very kindly. Bye-bye. I don't like this sort of thing, but it's for the best.
Hi, Joe. Did you get a story from George? No. He said something to Joe about a phone call, but Joe wasn't buying it. What do you think? I don't know.
Well, somebody's lying.
Well, it's not George.
Who then? Joe?
Joe wouldn't lie.
Look, gang, this whole thing's pretty messy. I don't think it's any of our business. Let's just let the adults sort it out. Well, what about George?
He can take care of himself. Just made a mistake. Broke a little rule.
Don't be stupid.
Well, nobody's perfect, Chub. They might go easy on him if you just own up to it.
Is that what you guys think?
Chub, what George did, that's very serious. The people of Indian River trusted him. We could have been burnt out.
That's right, Chub.
I'm sure that George will appreciate your loyalty. And when he's off the hook, I hope you guys feel like 2 cents.
Chub, wait. Let's go over and see what Joe has to say. Come on, Ted.
Fire in a hot day? What's up, Joe? Turning your shack into a steam bath?
No, just something I'd forgotten to do. Well, sit down. How about a game of checkers, Mike?
Joe, George is in trouble. That's why we're here.
I know.
Some of the folks are trying to get him transferred out of Indian River.
Well, I'm sorry to hear that. I wish there was something I could do.
Admit you made that phone call.
Job, I was at Loon Lake. You see? Red clay. Fresh red clay.
The red pit on the north shore of Loon Lake.
That's right, Chub.
Easy to fake the mud on the boots.
Don't be stupid, Chub. Why would Joe want to do that?
That's right, Chub. I could have faked the mud. I could be lying.
This is crazy. We believe you, Joe. It's just that Chubb's going too far. It's just great to listen to the three of you. You'd think it was Joe and not George that was going to get run out of town.
Now, easy, Chub. I want to help George. But how? You, want me to lie?
Why not?
You mean that?
Sure. You're the only one that can help George. Tell a little lie.
Yeah, I suppose I could.
Could you, Joe?
Well, if it was the only way, and I thought it was the right thing to do,
Yes. Well, it's just fine, Joe. If you could lie so easy, maybe you lied about the phone call. I mean, you said that...
Shut up, Chub.
Get out. Go on.
He tricked you. It wasn't fair. He tricked you.
And another thing, Keeley, when you come on down to it, if you hadn't slapped that court order on that pump of mine, there would have been water on that fire a good 2 hours before that bucket brigade of yours got started.
If that pump of yours had been going, Ferguson, there wouldn't be any water in the river.
Just watch yourself, fella.
Have you said everything you have to say, Mr. Ferguson?
Not in your life. You haven't heard the last of me. Come on, Morley. Let's get back to the ranch.
Anything I can do to help, George?
Thanks, Chub. No, there's nothing. Except maybe twist Joe's arm.
I tried that. No luck. You sure it was Joe?
Positive.
Why would he lie?
You better keep out of this, Chub. I don't know what Joe's secret is. But he would help me if he could. He must be going through a terrible battle with his conscience. You better run along now.
Okay, George. Don't give up, eh? We'll win this one, yeah?
Thanks, Chub.
By the way, George, any red clay up in that old mine shaft?
No, the only red clay around here is on the north shore of Loon Lake. Why?
There was some red clay on Joe's moccasins. Going someplace, Chuck? Okay, if that's the way you want it. Look, there's gonna be a hearing tomorrow at Chapman's Landing. Now, if Ferguson can make his charges stick, then it's goodbye, George.
You think we like it any better than you do?
You better give up, Chubb. Mr. Scoville came into town yesterday. He said his boat was fixed when he returned, the day after the fire, just like Joe said. Maybe so, but Joe still made that with George. Why? Can you tell us that? I don't know, but I'm not gonna quit until I can find out.
Chub.
You tell him he can have the horses if he meets the price. Take it or leave it. Yeah, tell him to give me a call the end of the week. Right. Just one thing, Morley. Did you get rid of those empty gas drums? I don't want any of that stuff lying around.
Not yet, Mr. Ferguson, but lead order.
No, I'm Mr. Ferguson.
Oh, come on in, kid.
I won't take up more than a few minutes of your time.
Ah, that's all right. What can I do for you?
Well, it's about George Keeley.
What about him?
Can we talk in private?
Sure, kid. All right, sit down.
Mr. Ferguson, you're the only one that can help George. You see, he's a great friend of all the kids in Indian River and the rest of the folks, too. So if you just drop your charges against him.
Oh, now, wait a minute, kid.
Well, then, just give me a few days, Mr. Ferguson. Delay the hearing.
Look, son.
I can prove that he's not guilty.
You'll have a hard time proving to anybody that he was on the job when that fire alarm rang.
I know that, but...
But what? I'm sorry, kid. I have just as high a regard for Mr. Keeley as you do, but, well, it's out of my hands.
Well, Mr. Ferguson, if you could just tell me where the mine is from here.
Up back of Lawson Shack.
Lawson Shack?
The old farm on the Cedar Swamp side road. You'll find the mine right in back of the shack.
Thanks, Mr. Ferguson.
But I wouldn't go up there if I were you.
Well, why?
You see King here? He's a rattler. And they say they found him in the mine.
Rattlers in the mine?
That's what they say. Say, Chub, you're a pretty big boy now. How'd you like to come and work for me on the ranch? Lots of riding, and you could become a wrangler.
Gee, Mr. Ferguson.
You think it over, eh? You can move in with the other boys, live right here on the ranch. Room and board and $35 a week.
I don't know what to say.
You think it over.
I sure will.
Give me a phone call when you get back to Indian River.
By the way, you did say the mine was up back of Lawson Shack?
That's right.
Joe, I got proof that George was telling the truth.
What kind of proof?
I found it in the mine. The morning of the fire, George didn't mention it, but he ripped his jacket on the shoulder and the insignia was missing. Joe, he was in that mine just like he said.
Who else knows about this?
No one, you're the first.
Then you better let me have it. What's the matter, Chub? Don't you trust me? And George was telling the truth.
Where'd you get that?
Chub found it. At the mine.
Forget it. It's too late now. You know, in a way, I'm glad this happened. It's given me a chance to do a little thinking about Indian River. And about the people that I thought were my friends. I think I'm just about due for a change of scenery.
George, I may have been a fool, but I thought you were trying to hide something. Well, now I think you were telling the truth.
Then you admit making that phone call.
Well, no. No, but I believe you had a phone call. Well, just exactly what did I say?
You said you were in trouble, that you needed my help, that you couldn't tell me what it was, but that I was to come right away.
And I asked you to meet me behind Lawson's shack.
Yes.
At the old mine?
Yes.
And those were the exact words?
Yes, behind Lawson's shack. No, wait. That wasn't exactly what you said. It was back of Lawson's shack. Up back of Lawson's shack. On down there by the old mine. That's it.
George, I wouldn't say on down there.
How stupid of me, of course not.
Come in. Well, Well, this is a surprise. You decided to take the job, kid?
Oh, what job is that?
Well, gonna be a wrangler on my ranch, aren't you, Chub?
Oh, you didn't tell me about that.
Well, I don't understand. What was it you wanted?
Well, I don't want anything.
Then why did you call me?
Oh, but I didn't call you.
I called you, Mr. Ferguson.
Oh, but it was Joe.
No, sir. So I just wanted to prove to you that George Keeley was telling the truth. Mr. Ferguson, this is Joe Two Rivers. Can I talk to you? It's very important.
Well, you certainly fooled me.
You see, sir, that's how somebody fooled George Keeley.
Is that so?
I found this in the mine.
Well, what are you getting at?
Well, it's just that maybe George shouldn't have let the ranger office unattended, but it was made to sound like an emergency. So if at the hearing tomorrow, if you wouldn't press charges...
Well, look, kid, I lost a lot of timber in that fire, and not being able to pump water from the river.
Well, Mr. Keeley's doing a little checking right now in the bush behind the ranch.
He what? We'll soon see about Keeley snooping. This is private property.
Having a friendly little discussion, I see. And look what I found. Morley, collecting empty gasoline cans and some charred rags. Enough evidence to convince any court that you started your own fire.
That doesn't prove a thing, Keeley. All of us need to burn off a little scrub every now and then.
At midnight?
That fire didn't touch any property but mine.
And what about the phony phone call?
Look, you can't prove that it was me that said, come on up back of Lawson's shack. It was the inn.
Well, when you come right down to it, Mr. Ferguson, you just put your big feet in your mouth. So Mr. Ferguson wanted to frame George, get him out of Indian River. And all because of that business over the water pump last summer.
Oh, Joe, we feel awful. We should have known George was innocent.
Well, it's over now. They canceled the hearing. But George did get a tongue lashing.
What could we do?
Well, you could go around and see him.
Yeah, I guess so. Sure feel awful.
XNY 556 calling XNY 556A for Apple.
Who's George now? I'll take the call. Come in, George. This is Ted.
Hello, Ted. Is Joe with you?
Yes.
And the kids?
Chub, Mike, and Kathy.
Good. I have something I want to tell you.
George, before that, there's something we want to say to you.
Forget about that. We have 3 girl campers lost somewhere on Little Spruce Island. We have to get a search party out right away.
Okay, George. But we want to tell you that we're sorry. We didn't.
Forget it. We have,
Work to do.
Okay, George, we're on our way.
Well, what are we waiting for? Huh?